Okay, let's make this intro quick. I just turned off the fan heater and it's cold as AF. I can't curse this early in the video in the shed. So tonight is a heavy single on the snatch. So it's the first of the singles in this training block since London. Let's say if we ended the block at London, we ended the block in London and restarted again. We're first of the singles, minimum 130. The goal is 135. A good day would be 140 if it's there. Caveat that technique has to be really good. Positions have to be great. The barbell doesn't have to be super light feeling, but I do want perfect positions at 135. And if 140 there, good positions is there, then I'll take it, but it needs to be good. I don't need sloppy singles right now. And we will do snatch pulls after at about 10 plus kilos. And then I need to do a back squat at about 220 plus for fives. If 220 feels good, I'll push on and more. If not, I'll hit 220s for fives. And then we'll have a good session and I'll talk to you after. I watched Brian Johnson, not the Liver King, the guy who's trying to live longer. His video about letters from his dad was way too emotional to listen to while I was warming up for training. So there's that. And I don't have a lot of rambling for you today because I want to warm up the shed again. I didn't turn on the heaters early enough. I still didn't get the big heater. I know. You're sick of listening to it. I should really just go get it. And I'll be warmer in my shed now. So I hope you're having a happy new year. And if you're back to work or not, I'm back to work. I never stopped working, but it's my own prerogative. I'm drinking some My Wadi and electrolytes. And I'm hoping for a good session. I feel pretty fresh. Wrist feels a lot better. Hit a nice triplet 120 on Tuesday. And we'll see how the session goes. I've no reason not to smash a 135. Not too much volume. We'll just kind of hit it and then leave it there and move on to our pulls then. So let's see how it goes.
There is no medical purpose for this compound, whatever it might be, and that it's addictive. And Ibogaine is clearly evidence.
Okay, bit of a weird session. I hit the 135 that I said I wanted to hit, and that was the goal. Wasn't great, missed it the first time. Not fatigued, feel fresh coming into the session. I'm recovered physically. You can see how fast the squats moved. Now the first set of 5 at 220 was dirt, not good quality. But the second was much better technically. With the bar felt light, my legs were fresh. So I did a 120 for 3 2 days ago on the snatch. That was really sharp. Not as fast, but that's okay because not that far into the block yet. But that 135 was just not that good. I'm just not that happy with it. Just wasn't firing on all cylinders today. Like, I did what I'm supposed to do, so I don't really have many complaints. That was the goal for the session, was 135 kilo snatch, and I did it. But even warming up at 50 and 80, just wasn't pizzazzing. Technically everything was pretty good. One of the main things I was working on was not going immediately after my dynamic start. So when I swing down, just want to wait here for a second to make sure I've set this fully and then go, which I didn't do on the first 135, which I did a better job of on the second one. But again, that should be much better. It should be a lot better. So we'll have to make it better. One of the things that could have made this session a better quality was buying a fucking heater. Such a dumbass. I'm gonna get a heater tomorrow. I'm gonna get a proper heater. I'm gonna stop fucking around. Get a proper heater. See, these ones are okay. The wall one is incredibly warm next to it, but doesn't really reach the room appropriately. The fan heater is decent, but there's not much heat off that, and it's a couple of years old as well. So I just need to get a proper heater. This is one of the main things I do every week, so I need to stop being a frugal asshole and get it. Now, would that make this session much better? A little bit better for sure. So it's a noteworthy review point from the session is control the stuff I can control, and getting a good heater is certainly something that I absolutely can do. Today was notably cold compared to the last few weeks. It's probably like -1 or 2 outside now, so there's a lot of frost. So it's my own fault. Lesson learned, take note. Do control the things you can do because the training is hard enough. Other than that though, I'm pretty happy. Happy with the squats. They're done after snatches and pulls and they're moving quite well. Technically, first set was bad. A lot of this rounding. Grip was slightly too wide. And then as a result, then my back wasn't as good because I wasn't maintaining it. And then when I don't maintain my back, the knee cave happens. Back does feel strong. Core feels good as well. Down a full notch on the belt. So fatty boy is a little bit less fat, which is great. Back feels strong. Core feels strong. Right quad from the pull from 290 is sporadically a little bit sore on the initiate, not sore, mildly achy and slightly tight on the first rep. So as I descend, so I need to keep stretching it and doing soft tissue work to loosen it up again. My neuromuscular therapist has been off for the last 2 weeks, so he's back next week and I have a list of complaints. Wrist was pretty sore on the 135, well in this session. Not super sore, it's definitely getting better, but I do need to do more soft tissue work on that. See, ideally I just see him every week and I let him take care of the stuff that needs soft tissue work and I do all the stretching. But again, he selfishly took holidays with his family for the last 2 weeks, which is an absolute disgrace. But here we are. So a couple of things to take away and stuff to work on. Did what I needed to do, happy with the squats. Pulls didn't feel great. Again, the pulls just weren't as sharp. So I did all my sets at 135, and a big part of the reason I still hit that 135 I think is because I've been working on the pulls so much and I need to keep doing that. So technically good, positionally still that chest, but was able to correct it. Needs more, and I need more thoracic extension. It's much freer now when I warm it up, which is great. I'll show you some of the stuff I do from that at another time. But again, it needs to be better, and we'll make it better. Very happy with the triple on Tuesday, so we'll see how the hang snatches go on Sunday, and the squats go then as well. I might, what are we now, first weekend of February. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you or if he wants to keep it a secret, but if he isn't, Dozier's coming to Ireland for an episode, so I better have a decent squat for that. I better show up. 270 minimum kind of behavior. It's kind of what people expect now, so I better throw in a single or two for the next few weeks. If I didn't say that, if I wasn't supposed to tell anyone, don't tell anyone. Need to keep doing my single leg work, keep doing the core work, so it's improving, so I'm happy. So overall, good session, some stuff to work on, control some controllables, get a fucking heater. What I found in Ireland, and I mentioned this before, but the next couple of months are likely to be more cold than the last few months, which is definitely unusual, but I better plan for it. Oh, I think we're going to Poland as well in a couple of weeks, this month sometime, to see Spala. So we'll be taking bookings for the training camp. There'll be limited number of spots. I'm confident, we'll just make sure we go over and agree the price with them. But I think we'll be able to get it done for €1,500 for you guys. I'll see, you should be able to get the camp in. Like a lot of people, unless you're flying from America, which people often do, Europeans, you should be able to get the camp in for less than €1,800, I would imagine. Possibly even less. So just bring your weightlifting shoes and your training clothes, and you'll have food, 3 meals a day, and rooms to sleep in for that 1,500. So you'll have a full camp. So I'm very, very excited. So we're just gonna make sure everything's up to par. We'll go over there quickly, just this weekend, and make sure we're happy at the place and just talk to the people and meet them and see our way around. But I'm very, very excited. We're looking at June. Everyone on the newsletter will find out first on the weightlifting section of the newsletter, and then we'll take up bookings, take a deposit soon. So if you're planning for that, we'll have dates very, very shortly, just once we confirm the venue is good enough, which I'm sure if it's good enough for national teams, it's going to be good enough for the Sika Strength Weightlifting Camp of 2025. So keep an eye out for that, and then we'll let people know shortly after the newsletter for deposits. People love our camps. Lots of people come back to the camps, which is a great sign for those camps, because, you know, it's not an insignificant expense, but hopefully it'll be an enjoyable holiday. People make great friends. Some people got engaged at our camp before. Last year, in 2024, people got engaged. So people, people enjoy themselves, and you'll get lots of coaching. So keep an eye out for that. Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the session, and we'll be back to regularly scheduled videos next week.